Welcome, Michael, Nana, Hannah. Who did you say? Steven is the iPhone? Yeah, Steven. All right, iPhone 13 Pro?
I think that's me. That's Harlem.
Harlem. What's up, Harlem? And then we got Olivia. So Olivia, Harlem, Hannah, Nana, Michael, and
Steven.
and that's it. One, two, three, four. Yep. Michael, Prince. Or Prince, yeah.
Yeah.
One, two, three, four. Boom.
That everyone?
Dr. Kennedy, I turn it over to you.
Awesome. Well, good evening, scholars. Welcome as we continue with our wonderful summer series boot camp. When you see me, it's just housekeeping real quick before we get started with our class tonight. Like I always say, number one, check that box. If you can see me, that means you are here. We understand how important attendance is. We ask right now, if your cameras are not on, you please go ahead and start to turn your cameras on as we begin tonight's session, tonight's course. We encourage all of our scholars to interact and engage in ways that are comfortable for you, but also step outside your comfort zone, right? So we welcome you in the chat. We welcome you to unmute when it's time to engage in conversations, whether we have breakout rooms, whatever it may be. And we also just ask that you please, please, please just push yourself outside of your comfort zone and challenge yourself so that we can all experience some type of growth at the end of our time together. And we know that's something that will happen. Real quick before we get started, I also just want to make sure that we go over a few requirements. I know they send this out in the emails, but I just want to make sure that we understand each session. You might have some homework assignments. It's important for you to complete those homework assignments by their due dates. After each session, you will have an evaluation that everyone needs to complete before you log off. Okay. There are also some assessments. Those assessments can be found in the Google Classroom. Hint number 4, it's important for everyone to join our Google Classroom. As of right now, there are only 2 students who have joined. So if you're having any issues or haven't done it yet, the link is in the email. I can drop it in the chat. It's important for you to please join that Google Classroom so you have access to the assessments that are there for each and every session, the homework assignments, and anything else that we need to reach out and give to you. There's also a time to kind of reflect there. After the course, the session, I have like a reflection question there where we can interact and engage with one another within our Google Classroom. So please check that out and reach out if you have any questions. I know we did talk about the micro-credentials, but we can only allow students to receive these micro-credentials if you complete all of the things that are required for each and every session. So that is the evaluations, that is your assignments, that is the assessments. So make sure you have all this stuff completed so that we can then move forward in awarding you guys that micro-credential and your certificate of completion. With all that being said, are there any questions from our scholars this evening before we get started for tonight? No? I'll be here if you do have any questions, and just want to make sure that everyone does join that Google Classroom by the end of today's session. And without further ado, I would like to pass it over to your professor instructor for this evening, Miss Latanya Barlow.
Hey, hello, everybody. So we're going to see if I can actually get this right now. Okay. Hello, everyone. As Ms. Chassie has said too, my name is Latanya Barlow, and I will be teaching the hotel operations course for this summer session. So who am I? Currently, that is actually my hotel. I am the general manager of the Homewood Suites by Hilton. I have been the general manager there for 2 years. I actually started my hospitality career at Shawnee High School with Professor Dre and with Rosie. Loved going to Shawnee, spent that 4 years there. While being there too, we had an internship to Barbados, Hawaii, and Key West. When I was at Shawnee, we learned telephone etiquette, city codes, and actually I'm not supposed to be saying because my professor actually would get on, he would actually come in the classroom and he would say something to us. So Dre, don't say
Facts.
anything. So I know Dre's actually saying something about that right now. I also worked at the S.O.A.R Louisville dining cruise ship when I was 16 years old. I worked at the Convention and Visitors Bureau in the reservations department. And then I started working for a hotel company called Musselman Hotels. It's a locally owned company here. I actually started at the front desk and I have worked my way up, worked for a variety of positions. I have been front desk supervisor, worked in sales, revenue manager, assistant general manager, and now, like I said, I'm now the general manager of this lovely 100-room property, currently ranked 21 out of 543 hotels of Homewood Suites. And yes, I'm very happy about that. So I love my hotel. So welcome to the wonderful world of hotel operations. You're going to learn a little bit about my hotel, what I do, as well as what the overview of the hotel world is. So family, and yes, I do say family because that is what we are. We're going to play a game of Family Feud to open this up. So what are the names of the different departments of the hotel? The top 4 answers are on the board. So what do you think? And this is an interactive class, and so I do want some sort of an answer, please.
Is front desk one?
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Maintenance.
Yep. Any other guesses? Well, good thing you're going to learn a little bit about that tonight. So you are correct when you said maintenance. Maintenance actually has a different department, different job titles underneath that department, such as chief maintenance. We also have just a regular maintenance just engineer. Front desk. You could be a front desk manager, director of operations, reservations manager, revenue manager, all that's comprised under the front desk. Sales is a portion of the front desk. The restaurant. I don't know if anyone is interested in the culinary career and who's taken this virtual class this summer, but we also have the restaurant manager, a restaurant server, bartender, things like that you see in a restaurant. We actually have that inside of our hotels. And then we also have housekeeping. And in housekeeping, there are different departments, different job titles. You have housekeepers, laundry attendants, house persons, housekeeping manager. So again, there's a variety of jobs that you can work at a hotel, and hotels are very, very easy. If you have a spirit to serve, that is really what the hospitality industry is all about, is serving others. And as long as you have that spirit to serve, you'll do well in the hospitality industry and working at the hotels. So just a little bit about different departments of the hotel. As you said too, the front desk. The front desk is the heart of the hotel. That is the communication hub of everything at the front desk. It's where you'll learn a lot about what the guests are, who they are, why they're there traveling, if they're there because their people are sick, anything like celebrating birthdays, anniversaries. We are a part of everyone's lives for different reasons. So just a little bit about the front desk. This is a quick 1-2 minute video.
At KPMG, it's our people who make the difference for our clients. Talented teams leveraging the right technology to uncover insights that illuminate opportunity. Ready
Sorry,
to
can't
make
go
the
past this,
difference
guys.
Hotels of all sizes exist to provide lodging and serve people, making them feel as if they were at home. The hotel has a variety of sectors that carry out many activities, aiming for the satisfaction of its clients. The front desk of the hotel is the entry point for the guest and their first contact with the establishment. This first impression makes it one of the most important sectors. In some cases, the reservation department is combined with the front desk, which is called a front office. In the front office, all aspects of the guest's stay are managed. Reservations, the arrival and departure of guests, the flux of people and financial transactions take place here. It is also the department that deals with most of the guest requests. Front desk staff must be trained, dedicated, and communicative professionals that represent the hospitality of the establishment. The objective of this course is to give current market standards training.
So that is just a little bit about what the front desk
people who-
does. So a little bit what the video was saying, the examples of responsibilities of the front desk, checking guests in and out of the hotel. That is really the focal point of the first guest impression. Besides when a guest really, when you drive up to the hotel, the outside exterior of the hotel is very important. But when you check in, that sets the tone for the rest of your reservation. So you want people to check you in that's happy and friendly and really want to welcome you there. You also are in charge of reviewing your guest bills, making sure that the room rates are posted correctly, making sure the credit cards are posted correctly, making sure that if companies are supposed to pay for the room, who's really the responsible party of making sure that we are getting paid? The reservations, making sure that you have the guests checking in or checking out for the correct amount of days. You're matching up the day and the date of the hotel, because some people may think today is Wednesday, June the 10th. So you have to remind them, no, today is Tuesday, June the 10th. How many nights do you really want to stay? Depending on the size and the type of your hotel, you have to stock the gift shop. You may have to do the pool supplies, stocking the coffee at the front desk. Again, this depends on the size of your hotel. I've worked at a 252 room property, this Marriott, which is the #1 hotel in North America, for 3 years running. And we didn't have to do any of those things because we had other people there to do it. But at my 100 room property, my front desk is responsible for a lot of things. You also have to be willing to assist in other departments. I have my front desk, they may have to check rooms to make sure that, the rooms are okay. Like I said, they have to stock the gift shop. They may actually have to work in a restaurant because we get busy and we don't want one department to feel the influx of all the guests and not able to help out, So we want to make sure that our guests feel that this is a team environment, this is a family environment, and we all are there to assist you to make sure that you have a great guest stay. Housekeeping. The housekeeping department are the unsung heroes of the hotel. Without them, we have nothing. The housekeeping department is comprised of, like I said, of different departments. You have your housekeeping staff, and they are the ones that, of course, they clean the guest rooms, ensure the rooms are ready for the incoming guests. You also have the laundry attendants, and they are making sure that all the towels are washed and they're all clean to the expectations of our guests. They are, washing all the linen in the hotel. We have the house person, and they are in charge of making sure all the linen that the guests have used is put down to our laundry department. They also are cleaning the entrance of the hotel. They're cleaning the bathrooms. They're doing everything just to make sure that the guests that are leaving and the guests that are coming, that you don't realize that someone else has been in this room. So we want to make sure that our rooms are good and clean. And as of right now, we are 97% of cleanliness. So out of 100%. So for me, that's good. Again, you're going to find something in the room, but to be 97%, we're ranked number 14 of 543 rooms, 543 Homewood hotels. And that's how good and clean that my hotel is. And again, without the housekeeping staff, the hotel will not run. I can make many reservations, I can feed as many people, but if I don't have anybody there to clean the rooms and then to make sure that they're ready for their arriving guests, I don't have anything. So the housekeepers are very, 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 very important. Food and beverage, like to call it the flavor factory, because the food and beverage department again, they are responsible for a lot of things of feeding our guests. My hotel, they have, see, like I said, I'm 100 property. I feed them 7 days a week. So my breakfast is from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. during the week and 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the weekends. And I also have 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I feed my guests as well. And I feed them tonight. We're having Taco Tuesday. Yesterday it was chicken tenders and fries. I have a salad bar. So I feed you some sort of a meal to make sure that, I have my hotel's extended stay. So I have people that live with me. So I have to make sure that, they're being fed so that way they don't have to go out. People there because of fires, funerals, and things like that. So we're just gonna watch this video real quick. This is just a 4-minute video. Does anyone have any questions so far? Does anyone want to do anything in the hotel business, or is it food and beverage? What are you guys interested in doing? That was a question for you guys to answer.
Anybody could come off mute and answer that question. This is not a shy group.
Like what do you want to do for hotels?
Yes. Have you ever thought about working in a hotel? Because I'm doing a lot of talking, so.
Steven knows a lot about hotels.
Steven, are you on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Hey, Steven, do you want to work in hotels?
I want to own one.
Oh, you want to own one? Oh, that's great. What type of hotel?
Hotel, like travel hotel.
So there are different types of hotels.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so for instance, my hotel, a Homewood Suites is an extended stay. So I have more of apartment types of hotel. So I have a kitchen in my hotel and it looks like an apartment. So that is a good place for like fires. People there have been misplaced for natural disasters, things like that. We also have a hotel called the Embassy Suites Hotel by Hilton. Great hotel. Those hotels is more for like your vice presidents and CEOs. They stay at those hotels. There's also a Hampton Inn, which is for different price points. Again, for family type of hotel. So there are really different types of hotel, and I think that's great that you're interested in doing it. So then I would challenge you one step further then for your homework then for tonight. I want to know what type of hotel you want to run. What size? What size property? I have 100-room property. We have some that's 150, some that's 252. I worked at one that's 642 rooms. So there are different size properties too. So you have full service, select service, limited service. So I would challenge you a little bit to see what kind that you want. I think that's great too. You can make a lot of money in the hotel business, and bonuses are great too.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
My target audience is like travelers, people that are on vacation and stuff.
Yeah.
Like people
Do you
going
ever
on
think
vacation.
about like a resort? Like,
Oh yeah.
like if you wanted to go to an international like Jamaica or Hawaii.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Resorts are great vacation spots. You can make a lot of money in those hotels. And if you go to like a Hilton, Marriott, or Hyatt, they have a lot of great resorts over there, particularly one we stayed at in Hawaii, in Maui. It was a Hyatt, Dre, that we stayed at, that we worked at.
Yes. It was the Maui Hyatt Regency. Yes.
So it was that hotel was beautiful, and they had a restaurant on the beach. They had multiple swimming pools, multiple gift shops. multiple restaurants. So that's really good. For instance, my hotel, the budget for the year, which I'll talk a little bit more about this, about my role as a general manager. So hopefully you'll be interested in that. But my budget is about $4 million. And that's just for a 100-room property. So just think if you get even bigger than that, how much money that you can potentially be making. Not saying that you be making all that money, but the opportunity to make that money is great. Is anyone else interested in hotels or food and beverage? But we're gonna watch this quick little video, and I say quick, it's about 3 minutes, so that way you guys can just watch this real quick, and then be
Hello,
almost time for a
everyone.
break.
In this video, we will dig deeper into the food and beverage department in hotels. The Department of Food and Beverage is one of the most essential among all other departments. They are responsible for maintaining the quality of food and services. The team of food and beverages makes sure that restaurants are managed smoothly. Also, they are the ones who decide the type of food and beverages along with their costings. The food or beverages that are prepared in the kitchen has to be served at different places in a hotel. Some of them are restaurants, bars, guest rooms, etc. Hence, it is important to have high maintenance and efficiency of the department. They require a team who are experts in this field and know how to do their job correctly. This is one of the major concerns of all hotels. There are various crucial roles and responsibilities of the food and beverage department in a hotel. It holds vital importance for them to make sure that all of it is done. Proper functioning of the food outlets in a hotel. These may include restaurants, pubs, bars, guest rooms, lounge, banquets, etc. The production of food is looked after carefully. It is so because it is extremely important to produce high-quality food and beverages. They also have to make sure that they have the right tools and ingredients. It is their responsibility to get all the necessary stuffs from the shop. This has to be done with right measurements so that nothing is wasted in the process. Hygiene has to be the most vital part among all the other processes. It is super important for the food and beverages to be prepared in a hygienic environment. The taste and texture also depends on the hygiene conditions during the time of preparation. The updating of menus and including new ideas to the plate is also a task. They have to be updated about the type of food or cuisine that is preferred in the market. Necessary changes in the theme and menu should be done for advancements. Revenue generation is a task which helps them get their returns. The costings of the food and beverages along with its increase and decrease is managed by them. Organization of any sort of events are done by them. Be it birthday parties, wedding, receptions or an office event, they make sure that they produce and provide the food at the right time. The staffs who work under the food and beverages department are responsible for its functioning. Some of them are at very high posts in a hotel. The restaurant manager is responsible to look after the budget of food and beverages. They are the ones who implement the sales promotional activities. Also, they train the staffs and monitor the service standards. The maintenance of the stock records of the tools and ingredients are also done by them. The head waiter is responsible for bookings and updating it every now and then. They are the ones who reserve the tables and allocate them to particular stations. Guests are greeted by them on arrival and made seated by them. The station head waiter is responsible for the team of waiters. They are extremely knowledgeable when it comes to the taste of food and beverages. He or she guides the team and plans their functioning. Taking all orders and delivering at the right time is their essential job. The waiter is the one who acts according to the directions of the chef. He or she does the entire service. Later,
the cleaning of tables are done by them. These were some of the essential staffs who help in the functioning of the food and beverages department. The jobs of each of them are precise and should be done in an appropriate manner. The high maintenance and quality of food is a determining factor in a hotel's reputation. That was all about the food and beverage department. Do like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel Explified. Hello everyone.
All right, guys. We're just gonna go on a break real quick. I don't know how long the break may be. They will tell you this.
10 minutes.
All right. While you guys go on your break, also use that opportunity to go ahead and join that Google Classroom. I placed the link in the chat. So you can go ahead for those who have not joined already. And if you have any issues or problems, just let me know. But see you in 10.
Miss,
Yes.
it's saying class not found for the Google Classroom.
Okay, thank you. Let me go ahead and try to update that link.
For me, with that same issue, try to go back onto your email, like scroll all the way into like the first invitation message, and then join through there. Because for me, it also said class not found, but it worked through the email.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
And also, I didn't get a response. Who is iPhone 13 Pro Max? I know the iPhone is a Prince.
Yeah, I said that's me.
Harlem?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. I want to make sure I wrote that down. Appreciate you, Harlem.
Yes, sorry about that. Hotel duties call. Someone called off and I had to rechange my schedule for this weekend. So, the life of a general manager. So, everyone, before we keep going here, I want to ask you a few questions. What are some of the best memories you've had at a hotel or Airbnb, anything like that?
I've never been in any. Oh,
That's sorry, because it's never too late because you're going to be running a hotel.
Stevie, you said you've never been in a hotel? A motel, an Airbnb?
actually, I have, yeah. I forgot.
Do you have a good memory of one? What was
Yeah,
it like?
I mean, it was fun. That was with my
Where'd,
mom.
where'd you go?
No, I was in Barbados and I went to a hotel.
Yeah, been to Barbados. Yay. Lovely place. Right place to Rihanna.
Yeah.
You remember the name of the hotel in Barbados?
No, it was a long time ago.
It wouldn't have to been the Golden Sands, would it?
I don't remember.
Okay, ask your mom and let me know.
But it was like next close to a beach.
That would be good if it wasn't Golden Sands. It was, I guess, where we stayed at. And I think, too, did you do the internship last year there?
Yes, we did, but he wasn't on that trip.
Yeah, okay. Anyone else? Miss Naima? Is that how you say it? I apologize if I mispronounced it.
Uh,
Do you
one time when I went to a hotel, I went like with a lot of my family. So when I went, it was nice to just like be able to hang out with them. You know what I mean? And they also like since our rooms were like really like close to each other, like we would just like walk out and just walk into the other person's room, and then we would just like hang out, like and it was nice when we did it.
Oh, that's good. That's a good part of guest inter guest satisfaction. We try to do those things too to make sure you have like a great stay. So I'm glad they was able to do that for you. Miss Patel, Miss Alexander.
When it was like out country. So when I went there, it was like with a lot of family and it was like a trip. And there were like a lot of kids and they had like arcade there. It was really fun.
Oh, I like those places too.
Yeah.
Pools, arcades. I'm a big kid. Mm. Anyone else? Miss Alexander?
I just got back, so could you repeat the question?
And I was saying too, do you have a best memory of a hotel you've ever been to? Hotel, Airbnb,
There was this one
resort?
time I went on a family vacation with my mom and my sisters, and they had an all-you-can-eat buffet by the poolside, and that was really fun. And then they also had a whole lot of activities where you could take pictures with different animals like monkeys, iguanas.
Oh,
So
that's cool. And where was that at? I want to go.
Dominican Republic.
I saw, yeah. So I want to go. That sounds like fun. Miss Celestine?
Um, I don't, well, I haven't traveled a place and gone to a hotel of any sorts when I was traveling because I've only traveled to Trinidad before and that's my home country. So I just visited home, like family homes. But yeah, I don't have an experience with a hotel.
Oh, Trinidad, though. That's a nice little place. Because I was going to ask you too, where's one place you would like to go? If you could go anywhere, where was one place you would like to go? Because I would like to go to Trinidad, Turks and
Oh,
Caicos, Aruba. Those are some of
what?
my places I want to go.
Oh, were you asking me where I'd like to go?
Yeah, anyone? Yes, ma'am.
Well, and one place I'd like to go would be probably Japan or Korea because I've never been to countries like that. That are far in Asia because I visited a lot. I visited family in the Caribbean, but I haven't been to Asian countries and I want to see what they have there.
That's nice. I love that too. Never stop wanting to go and travel someplace. So that's good. Anyone else? Anyone else want to go someplace?
Um, I would say Brazil because I like the culture
Mm-hmm. Culture, food.
and the
Mm-hmm.
music. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one. Where are you? Where's everyone located at?
New Jersey. Wait,
New
Miss,
Jersey.
I had a question for you.
Yes.
How was your experience in the hotel like?
Oh, that's a good question. I love the hotel business. I was actually out of it for a couple of years and I missed it. Just the fact of meeting new people. I love being able to help people. I love, because I'm a person of color and also obviously a woman, that you don't see a lot of people that look like me in my business. So I
Mhm.
like letting people know that you can achieve more than just being. Some people, when they get into the hotel business, they just stop at a restaurant or stop at housekeeping, which again, nothing wrong with those positions at all. But I want people to know, particularly like your group. I want you to know there's more things you can do inside of a hotel, just besides just those things. I love being able to. There was a woman that I met a couple months ago, and she was an older woman, and she really didn't have a place to go, and I could hear it in her voice. And so I just wanted to help her. So I just gave her a discounted room rate because I can. And she just didn't have a place to go. And I
That's
just
nice.
feel like I'm in a position to help. So I think that's why I like the hotel business, just being able to help people. Thank you for asking that question. I appreciate that.
Mhm.
So with me being a general manager, like I said, I've held many different positions inside of a hotel, and again, loved every single position that I've worked at. I love being a general manager because I love being able to affect change to different people. I have predominantly Hispanic staff. I have people that are, that are white, that are African American. I have a mixture of cultures at my hotel, and I love it. I have monthly meetings, and I love being able to just get different foods and just get different people's cultures, things like that. So me being a general manager, again, I just love being able to be there for my team. I have 24 people. I lost 2 people. 20, no, I have 25 team members that work. I don't want to say work for me. We work together as a team. Obviously, I'm the leader of that team, but I don't feel like I'm a boss. I feel like I'm a leader. And I feel like we all play a part in ensuring that the success of my hotel, of our hotel, continues to make money, continues to make people happy. So just a little bit of things that I do is I have to do human resources. And that is I hire people. I have to do coaching and counseling. If people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, I have to talk to them about that. That's not the best part of my job, but that is one of the things that I do have to do. Forecasting, I have to figure out how many rooms that I might be sold on a given night, because I have to tell my staff who will be working each day how many arrivals we're going to be having, how many people I may need to have at the front desk, how many rooms I may have to get cleaned. I have to do our budget. And running a hotel is similar to running your, hold on one second. Terry, will you close the door for me, please? Running a hotel is like running your home. So there's a budget that I have to do, thank you, that I have to keep up with. I have to order food for the hotel. I have to order the textiles, which that's just the linen. I have to order towels, sheets, blankets. I have to order office supplies. I have to make sure we have paper. I have to uniforms. I have to do the accounting of the hotel. I have to make sure all the bills are paid. If companies are paying for someone's room, I have to ensure that they get the bill to them. I have to make sure that if anybody that I have to come in to fix anything in the hotel, I have to make sure those bills get paid. I also am to make sure that the safety and security of my team as well as my guests. That is, for instance, honestly, just the other day, there was a drunk guest that happened to come into my hotel at 2 o'clock in the morning and knocked on the door to one of my hotel guests. Luckily, one of that guest that knocked the door, he's a security guard, and he was able to escort him off the property. But I now know that there might be a safety issue in the hotel, so I have to make sure all my doors are locked at nighttime. I have to make sure that everyone that's there is supposed to be there. There's no one that's sneaking around. There was someone that stole about $200 from my gift shop about 2 o'clock in the morning. They walked right out my front door. There was business in one hotel. They didn't think anyone was there at my front desk. I have people there 24 hours a day, but that person was not at the front desk. They was in the back office. And they didn't hear this person stealing. They ended up seeing them on the camera, came out and said something to them. But again, I'll tell them, just let them go. But I am in charge of all that to make sure that everyone feels safe at the hotel. So a little bit of the forecasting that I was speaking of. This is an example of what I do on a daily basis. So for the month of July, for instance, on these days of the week, again, I have 100 rooms in my hotel, and this is how many rooms I already have on the books. And this means how many people has already booked the rooms. And this is how much that rooms are going to cost. For each reservation that's booked, it's going to be about $179. And then I have to say again, are we going to have 100 rooms sold like on July the 8th? Am I going to get to 88 rooms on July the 21st? And if I do, this will be how much money that we should be making on an average. So if everyone's checked in and everyone may pay, some people are paying $159, some people are paying $119, some people are paying $109, some people are paying $40. That's what my hotel discounts are. Again, work at a hotel on a part-time basis, you get the hotel discounts at Hilton for $40. So, and that is international. I can go to Barbados. I can go to Trinidad. I can go to Puerto Rico. I can go to places and I can only pay $40. So that is a great benefit of working at a hotel business. After everyone is accounted for in the hotel, the average daily rate, for instance, on July the 20th is going to be $148. And after everything is said and done on July the 20th, I made $11,840. At the end of the month, I'm hoping that I'm going to make $387,705. And my budget is $375,000. This is how much I forecasted for the month. This is how much I forecasted for the month. This is how much my company told me that they wanted me to make. They wanted me to make at least $375,000. After everything is said and done for the month of July, I should make $387,000. So I made a profit for the month. But even though I made a profit, there are things that go in to making this money of running your hotel. Labor. Labor, this means how many people I have employed. Labor is the biggest expense of the hotel. That means I cannot control how many people will be coming into the hotel. I cannot control if something's going to break down and I have to get it fixed. I cannot control the prices of things, which we'll talk about a little bit later slides. As you all know, we have things going on in our economy right now. I cannot control the amount of how much things are going to cost me, but I can control who's going to be working for the day. I can control that. So based upon my forecast, if I'm only selling 50 rooms for the day, excuse me, I'm not going to need 5 people in housekeeping. I'm not going to need 3 people in my restaurant. I'm not going to need 4 people at my front desk. I'm only going to need maybe about half of that because half of those people are coming to the hotel. If I'm selling 100 rooms, I'm going to need more people because there are 100 people that's going to be staying there, at least one person. But there might be multiple people staying in a room. For instance, like some of you guys have traveled with your family. So you've had 3 or 4 or 5 people traveling with you. I have to still account for all those things. So labor is the biggest expense of a hotel. So sometimes if you go places, your restaurants are, just pay attention to how many people that they have working. For instance, like you go to a restaurant and the restaurant is slammed, a whole lot, every table's there. Do they have enough people there to staff what's going on in the restaurant? So you can pay attention if they have that because they should be giving good service, either they have enough people there or if they don't have enough people. Again, the accounting of the hotel, very, 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 very important. So this invoice is from Guest Supply, and they are a major distributor to Hilton's, Marriott's, Holiday Inns. This is a company that we buy our towels from, our sheets, anything that goes into a guest room, any cleaning supplies, I will buy from Guest Supply. And so, for instance, this invoice that I have to pay, I had to buy glasses for our room. Again, my hotel, it's an extended stay hotel, so I have to have 4 plates, 4 bowls, 4 glasses, 4 coffee cups. I have to have 4 spoons, 4 forks, 4 knives. I have to all that in a room. I have to have 2 sets of pots and pans. So this cost me $197.96. So just for glasses, and I only got 24 glasses, it cost me $65. I bought only 3 pots and pans. And it comes in a case. It cost me $120. I can control if a guest are going to steal something from our room. So even if a guest takes something, I have to replace it. And I don't charge the guest for it. Things break. I have to replace those. So this is just an example of something that I have to pay. This is what I would call accounts receivable. Excuse me, accounts payable. This is a copy of my budget. Again, some of you may have, I don't know if you have budgets that you might do now if you're working, but your parents may have budgets and things like that. So for textiles, for the towels and the linen that I'm going to buy, in my budget that I have to spend in my purse, I have $924 that I have to spend. Hotel supplies. This is the coffee that goes into the room, garbage bags. Everything has a cost to it. We also have to have soap, shampoo, lotion. For the month, I have $1,155 to spend. For my kitchen, I have to buy, again, dishes, paper towels. I only have $439 to spend. Now, what happens if, say, I'm not going to make my budget for the month? So again, the prior slide, I said that I was going to make $375,000. That's what my company wanted me to make. Say I'm only going to make $200,000 that month. I do not spend all that money because this money is based upon the means of me saying that I was going to make $375,000. Well, I'm not going to make that for the month. I'm only going to make $200,000. So I'm only going to spend half of this money. Again, similar to home. If you are planning on, you have a car payment, car insurance, I'm not for sure if you're driving yet. You want to go out to the movies, you want to do things with your friends. Do you have enough money for it? Did you work enough for that? Did you save enough allowance for that? If you didn't, you're probably not going to go to all those activities. You're going to pick and choose which activities you're going to do based upon your budget, based upon the money that's in your pocket. So again, this is the same thing. Running a hotel is similar to running your house. Let's talk about the economy for a second. And I don't want to get too political, and I know you guys are probably not into all this right now, but the economy has a lot to do with what you do with your business. And I don't care what business that you're in. If the economy is great, probably your business is great. If the economy is bad, your business is going to probably be bad, depending on what you're doing in that economy. So there are many factors that go into my business. Every so often, there are outside factors that may influence the hospitality industry. In the years past, you guys are old enough, we've had 9/11. We've had COVID. That was only 5 years ago. I am still recovering from COVID, and that was 5 years ago. We've had hurricanes. We've had wildfires that you've seen on TV. We've had some flooding, for instance, in my area, and I'm in Kentucky, and we've had a lot of flooding recently. And this year, of course, we have the tariffs that are going on. And I know you may or may not know about that, but we have tariffs. We also have a lot of job losses. And again, like I said, the natural disasters. Now, with the tariffs that's going on that the administration is currently doing, again, not to be political, but the tariffs is making companies charge a little bit more money because they may not be able to get those same goods and materials from certain countries. I think, for instance, like China, things like that, there are huge tariffs on that. So the tariffs is going to really hurt the hotel industry as we heavily rely on imported goods from other countries, such as our textiles, our linens, our towels, our furniture, our guest amenities. We get that from other countries. So if they're going to charge those companies more money to deliver, it's going to cost me more money to have that into my hotel. That's going to eat away at my budget that I have. Also, again, you may have heard earlier in this year, we've had a lot of people been laid off for their jobs. That's going to affect travel. If people don't have jobs, how can they travel? If people don't have jobs, they're not coming into Louisville, Kentucky to go visit my Ford plant because of maybe of the tariffs or because they may be laying people off. We've had natural disasters, like I said earlier. We've had some flooding here. We've had some agencies that has been laid off. So that's going to affect people coming into my hotel to stay to help other people. Also, we have something here called the Kentucky Derby. Happens the first year every year, the first weekend of May. Churchill Downs is who hosts the Kentucky Derby. They were building a new area. They've been building it. They seem like they build like every year, but they was building something this year. They thought they was going to be able to have it done. Unfortunately, with the tariffs, that affected the new construction. So they were not able to hold as many people at Churchill Downs this year for our Kentucky Derby. Because of also job losses, people did not come in town for the Kentucky Derby. That was a huge loss for the Louisville region, for my hotel specifically, as we did not make budget that month because we really relied on people coming in for this once in a lifetime bucket list type of thing. And so we didn't make any money. We don't make money, my investors are not happy. Other things that may affect our industry right now, we have some travel roles. And so right before our Kentucky Derby is the opening ceremonies, and we call that the Thunder over Louisville. I don't know if you ever heard of this, but it's supposed to be the largest fireworks display in North America. Due to the fact that we have flooding this year and where it's been held at is on our waterfront area. So with the flooding that people can come in because the ground was wet, obviously, that was $126 million that affected the month of April. So just think about that for a second. That's probably half of people's budget for the year because of that one event that did not happen. Years ago, we had something called Hurricane Katrina. You guys definitely don't remember that. I don't think y'all was probably alive for that. We've had COVID 5 years ago. The world stopped. People couldn't travel. Businesses closed down. Obviously, people, died and things like that. But that truly affected the hotel business. My company laid off about half of everybody that worked for us. And we're honestly still trying to recover from COVID of things that happened. Like I said, that was 5 years ago. People still are not fully back to work here in my hometown. I don't know where you guys are at, but people are not really back to work. People still really working from home. The downtown area, a lot of my businesses have closed down. There's no more people walking downtown. Businesses had to shut down because people are not there eating lunches, things like that. So travel, we need travel and tourism. We need that for our economy. We've had some airplane disasters recently. So I don't know how many people may want to travel on airplanes right now. I know I don't. Not until I know that whatever's going on with the FAA is being taken care of. People have lost their jobs. So I'm not traveling on an airplane. So I'm going to Florida here next month. I'm going to drive. Also, when I said people have lost their jobs, I Googled this the other day. 1.8 million people have lost their jobs thus far this year. That's a lot of people. And so, again, not to get political, but if people have lost their jobs, they have to recover. So they're not going to be doing a lot of traveling with me. And this is just a fun fact I got from the American Hotel and Lodging Association. The state of the industry and outlook for 2025. After the vibrant rebound in post-pandemic demand, the U.S. hotel industry has been navigating a period of stagnation. Year over year, occupancy rates remained essentially unchanged in 2024, and average daily rates and revenue per available room has flattened. So basically what that means is we're not getting any new travelers from last year to this year. And it could be, again, a variety of reasons. It could be job loss. It could be the tariffs. It could be that people just, want to stay closer to home right now. We don't know what is going on. But for me personally, this year for 2025, I have not made budget in my hotel in 4 months. So that means my investors have not made any money. Again, I look at a variety of factors. I have other Hilton hotels right down the street from me. I have Hyatt hotels down the street from me. and there is a report that I get called the S.O.A.R report. It's S.T.R report. It's a Smith Travel Research report. And what they do is they tell me they just get all this information from these 5 other hotels that I say, just tell me how well I'm doing versus these other hotels. And so this report comes out every week. And so consistently, I have been either 1 or 2 in my region with getting people into the hotel. But I've been number 1 in getting more room rates than what they have. So although people may not be traveling that much to my hotel, I'm still making more money, or just the same amount of money. I have not lost any money compared to what the other people in my competitive set has lost. So again, I'm not making budget, but for my investors, I'm getting as much money as I possibly can from every single person that's coming into the hotel. And that's the only thing that I can truly ask for. It's what we call something called heads and beds. If I'm charging $169 for the night, if I have about 2 or 3 or 5 rooms to sell, I tell my front desk, heads and beds. If someone walks through my door, if someone calls, take the room rate. You say, let's make a deal. $129, $139. It's better for me to sell a room than for me to have a room that's not being sold, because I have people that I have to employ. If I don't have any rooms in the hotel, I cannot have people working. If people are not working, then they may find other jobs. Then they may not be producing as well as they should be doing. So that causes low morale. So I try to get as much money as I can. I try to get as many people as I can in my hotel at any given night. You don't have to read all this, but this is basically saying the workforce is not where it needs to be at. We are still recovering from COVID in my workforce. This is all about the economy. It is hard getting people to work in my hotel business, in the industry. So I am more engaged with people who look like you, of your age group, because you are the next up and coming people who will be working in the hotel business or in the hospitality industry if this is what you choose to do. Our business model has changed a lot. It was more so 5 or 6 years ago. For me, it's like work, 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 work. You work as much as you can, you retire. Well, now it's all changed to where your generation of people who are a little bit older than you is more of a work-life balance. People know and understand, because there's a lot of mental stuff now that's going on, that we need to have more of a work-life balance. You don't want to work 80 hours a week. You want to be able to work 40 hours, 30, 35 hours, 40 hours, something like that, and then go home and enjoy the rest of your life. And so we as hoteliers have to understand that. So to attract and retain employees, we're focusing on 3 main strategies. It's the wages. You want to be able to make as much money as you can. Again, this is all about the economy. Things are a lot more expensive nowadays. So there was a time where I would employ my front desk. They would start off, say, making about $13, $14 an hour. You can't make that nowadays. And to be able to have an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment, for instance, my sales manager pays about $1,200, no, $1,400 a month. You can't be in a decent apartment making $13, $14 an hour. So I have to have people making at least $16, $17, $18 an hour. Well, if I have people making $16, $17, $18 an hour, that's going to cut into the profits of the hotel. That's going to cut into my money as well. That's going to cut into a lot of things. So there's a fine balance there. Again, we have to offer more flexible work hours, like I said, because that's just what we have found out, that you want more of a work-life balance. Also, hotel discounts are pretty important that we've learned. So for instance, that's why I think Hilton does a great job of, we have been voted one of the #1 best places to work for years running, because we understand that you need to have a good work-life balance. We understand that you want to be able to travel. And so if you stay at a Homewood Suites, at a Hampton Inn, you pay $40. If you stay at an Embassy Suites, you're paying $50. If you go to some place like a full service, like a Waldorf Astoria that we used to own, I know they had one in New York that we got on. I don't know. I don't think they own that now, but that's only $75 at a full service hotel. That's a 5-star hotel. You only paying about $75. Well, everybody else there might be paying $200, $300, $400. So that's really one of the best benefits that I believe in working, at a hotel. Like I said, and I tell everybody that's there too, even if you don't want to work there full time, work there part time. You can still get the hotel discount. It doesn't matter. Of course, it depends on the hotel brand, but at least I know Marriott's and Hilton's gonna work for Marriott's that it's $40, $50 to stay. Does anyone have any questions?
No, but Miss, can I answer a question you asked me earlier about
Sure.
how many rooms I want to own? Like, I would like to own 94.
94?
Yeah.
That's actually a good number. That's like a Hampton Inn, a True, and I know those are Hilton properties. That is like a Residence Inn. That's a Marriott property, Spring Hill Suites. That is a mid-sized brand, focused service. Those are great hotels. It's low cost to run, and you get big profits.
Yeah.
So, great choice.
And also, right, like, what are some struggles you faced?
Going through the ranks. I know one thing that is funny to me is that when people ask to see the manager and I walk out, they're not expecting to see me.
Right.
So that's one thing. I think people taking me serious because if you know me, I'm a very playful person. I don't like to get mad very often, but when I do get mad, please watch out. I'm a Leo. This is not fun whenever I get mad. So I think my team sometimes doesn't understand that I do mean business when I say I mean business. So that's a little bit of a difficulty sometimes because I don't like to do a lot of coaching and counseling. 'Cause I believe if you come in to apply for a job, you should do the job. Right. That A plus B and C. Like, what are we talking about here? 1 + 1 is 2. Like, what are we doing? We're not curing cancer. I just need people to have clean rooms, hot food, great service. 3 things to run a hotel. It's the only thing you need. So I think my team members sometimes can be of a challenge depending on the day. I think it is a challenge to ensure that everything is running right, to make sure your investors, your company is happy with you, your team, the guest. It's a lot to make sure that everyone is happy all at the same time. But you as long as you try to do whatever you want to do in life, you do it with 100% and you do it with grace. I don't think it matters. If you do something that you love to do. So for me, I like what I do. So it's easy for me. Now I might not like waking up and going to work every day because I haven't become a millionaire yet, but once I'm there, I enjoy my team. I enjoy what I do. So this was a very easy career choice for me. Thank you. That was a good question.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? So after talking today, we got a few more minutes. Does anyone want to go work in the hotel business? Or at least maybe part-time. It may not have to be a career, but did it pique your interest a little bit? It did for you? Oh, good. I saw you actually was nodding when I was talking about those hotel discounts. So I think you like that, Miss Celeste. Let's tell you. Yep.
Telling you, love those friends and family discounts.
Yeah, I even got somebody else hooked up now with friends and family discount. So, I mean, your friends and family will love you. Trust me.
Awesome. Any other questions, comments, youth?
Well,
No,
next
nobody.
station, so Thursday we talk about lodging and some hotels, some other lodging careers that we may have. So I will see you guys on Thursday. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Don't log off yet. I know most of y'all been in the VB&E. You know how this go. Dr. Kennedy, you available?
I am. I'm going to drop our evaluation for this session in the chat so you guys can go ahead and complete that. Turn my camera on before you guys log off. The quiz, we will wait until our next class so you guys can complete both courses before completing the quiz that we have for you guys. Anyone else able to join our Google Classroom? Or having any issues? We have a few minutes before we are done for tonight.
Man, we got time to fill out questionnaires, do Google Classrooms. Great job, Professor. Appreciate you. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're already registered for the Google Classroom. And then put a 2 in the chat if you have finished the class evaluation, which should already be in there. All right.
I don't see the class evaluation in chat.
Let's see. Oh, you're correct because I only sent it to Olivia. Hold up, let's get it to the main chat. There we go.
Thank you. All right, I see the ones. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Michael, for the one. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Steven, Mr. Prince. Thank you, Malia. Liv, did you get in the Google Classroom? I don't see a 1 from you in the chat. Thank you, Miss Patel. I'm gonna keep doing it. Thank you, Michael. You can log off. I see the 2 in the chat. Appreciate you, good man. See you on Thursday. Hannah, thank you so much. See you on Thursday. Did I see Nina? Thank you, Mr. Prince. Prince, your iPhone, right? Yep. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
You,
Thank
Harlem. Who's that trying to get in?
Hello?
Hello.
Were
Hey
you
there.
trying to say something to me?
No, I just said thank you.
All right, sorry.
I appreciate you logging back on.
Right.
But it
Appreciate
was
you.
just a thank you, my friend.
All right.
See you Thursday.
I'll see you.
Oh, I apologize. I'm almost done with the little thing that was
Take
sent.
it. You are in no rush. Class finished early today. So you are
Right.
3 minutes ahead of schedule. So you go right ahead, Miss Malik.
Okay, I'll be done in 1 second.
Okay, who's hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put this on.